Hello, and welcome to Boomer and Beyond Wellness. I'm Angela Fischetti. So today we're going to be filming here part 2 of mobility and flexibility of the shoulder joint. The accessories we'll be using today will be a sticky yoga mat, always on a flat surface with no throw rug underneath. Please get rid of that throw rug. And we'll also be using a yoga block, a chair, but not to sit in it. You'll see what we do with it. And also a yoga strap and a Pilates ring. So what the medical disclaimer I want to talk to you about today consists of the following issues that I find that oftentimes if you don't really execute an exercise properly, can aggravate your issue. So for those of you with any back spine issues whatsoever, those of you with carpal tunnel syndrome, those of you who have had a TIA, a transient ischemic attack or a stroke, those of you who are medicated or not for hypertension, if you have vertigo or GERD, please pay attention to the modifications that I suggest for this session. Now, this said, I invite all of you to preview the video first before participating in it and look for what you can do. But by the end of it, if you find you're still questioning it, then I would invite the medical healthcare practitioner who knows your body best to preview the video as well and to help you make an informed decision. So we're working on the shoulder girdle, well, not the shoulder girdle, I want to say the shoulder joint, more specifically the glenohumeral joint. And we store a lot of tension, that expression of carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders, a lot of stress, tension. Who knows if it's the chicken or the egg? Maybe it's coming from the neck into the shoulders, or maybe it's coming from the shoulders toward the neck and traveling down the hand to the fingers. Sometimes we get issues in the spine. They're all related, right? So this is just a gentle session here that we're incorporating mobility, which means movement of the joint, and flexibility, which is stretching of the muscles. So we're going to start off here in a position that is contraindicated for both back spine and carpal tunnel. So back spine, I'm going to need you to stay upright. We're going to be doing a passive pendulum. So you can stay upright for your positioning. Now, I'm going to be in this position. Now, I don't need to use a block for this, folks, but it helps me to talk to you in the camera to use it. And also, it's less forward flexion for some. Now, when I do this movement, it's passive. However, look at that wrist. So this position is wrist extension, a total contraindication for carpal tunnel. So what you can do is I'm going to make a soft fist, and this is what it looks like. It's not like turning my fingernails in and cutting my skin. It's nothing like that. So you can make the soft fist and then do this movement without bending your wrist, all right? So I'm going to flatten out. You're going to join me now, folks. So notice I'm just rocking forward and back. What I am not doing is this. I'm not swinging it. That's active. This is passive. So the count is 1, 1, 2, 2. And I'd like you to take it to 15 when you're working on your own. Now, as licensed massage therapists, we're taught to do the movements from the body, right? Because otherwise we'll blow out our fingers and our hands. And it's kind of the same concept here to get that pendulum type of effect. Now I'm going to move out through my hip and allow the circular motion to happen within the shoulder joint. So that glenohumeral joint, we discussed this in part 1. So make sure you watch that part 1 video to learn a bit about the anatomy and the movements. The glenohumeral joint is a synovial ball and socket joint. So is the hip, which is why it's allowing me to swing the arm when I swing the hip. Now I'm going to reverse direction. Notice I'm swinging from the hip and it's affecting the arm, right? Same joint, same movements. Although the glenohumeral joint is the most mobile joint in the body. So we show you the movements there. There's even a special guest in part 1. So head on over there and make sure you watch that first. Couple more. Great, and I'm going to step forward. Now, you can do those, you can break them up if it's too much to bend forward like that. I'm going to move the chair and the block over to this side. And we're going to do it here for you. Opposite arm. I want you to see the feet. Okay. So there we go. Forward and back, arms swinging away. So basically, the movement is lubricating the joint. Try to breathe in and out through the nose if that's possible for you. Work with that belly button drawn up and in to protect your back. Try not to sink into it, no slouching. My right elbow is straight. 1, 1, 2, 2. You take it to 15, and now I'm going to swing it. And you will forgive me if I miscount, because I'm talking a lot. As always, lots of information to offer up. And make sure you stay hydrated during your work. Don't ask me about flavored waters and teas and coffee. I only know from drinking water. Couple more, and then we reverse direction of the circles. Here we go. Let it come from the hip. No weights in the hands, nothing like that. It's not intended for weighted. Forward and back, side to side. And slow it down, step forward, and I'm going to just put the chair out of the way and set the block down. So we were in a lot of forward flexion there, right? So we want to counter position that with back extension. So you're going to stand with your feet just a bit wider than the hips. Now I am going to turn to the side here. So I place the hands on the sacrum, but not for carpal tunnel, right? Because that's a wrist extension again. So you can soften up the fists and make sure you keep that wrist straight. You put your hands on your butt, and I would actually try to sink lower here so that the wrist is really straight for you. So I'm coming back to my legs slightly wider than the hips, hands on that sacrum. And I'm going to start to think about sliding the sacrum down toward the heels. Now, maybe some of you, this is it. You can't go any further on your back then. That's okay. That's perfectly all right. For those of you who go deeper, go for it. Now, I do want those of you to hold steady right here. I want the head neutral. For those of you who had a TIA, transient ischemic attack, stroke, who have hypertension, whether you're medicated or not, vertigo and GERD, do not drop your head back. Those of you who want to go for it, roll the shoulders back, puff up the chest, thighs are forward, belly is forward. You just go sink back into it. Then you can soften up the knees if you want. You can work with straight knees. It's so delicious. Now I lift up on the kneecaps, creating an isometric contraction in the quadriceps to slowly come on up. Inhale when you come up. And then exhale, let's take it into the nice big shoulder rolls. Trying to lift those shoulders up toward the earlobes. No pumping of the elbows, forget about that. Now we're going to take you through a series of shoulder stretches. And at some point, I'm going to show you how to use a yoga strap, particularly for one of them. So we stand with the legs, hips width apart, bend the knees just a little bit, pelvic tuck. What we don't want to do is stand like this, right? That's kind of like an anterior pelvic tilt. We want to take a slight posterior pelvic tilt, belly button drawn in. Now you're going to interlock the fingers. I'm coming close to the camera so you won't see the feet. And if you've been told, for those of you with hypertension, medicated or not, if you've not to squeeze and put a lot of pressure on the fingers, then just place one hand on the other. So you interlock the fingers, palms down, soften up the knees. I bring the arms forward and up, long neck, relaxed shoulder girdle. Now I'm going to step back a little bit and I'm going to come down lower. I'm going to squat deeper because I want you to see the hands, the palms are facing the ceiling, right? Hold steady here. Nice long neck. And you can slowly check in with that neck and turn the head slowly from side to side. But if you have vertigo, well, this could be a little iffy, so maybe you omit this part. One more to each side. Head back to center and slowly lower the arms down. Now I want you to bring that left arm across, hook the right elbow above the left. I pull the arm across, but don't twist and rotate. Depress the shoulder back and down. Hold steady here. For some of you, you may have to do it this way where you use the hand to pull over. That's all right. Excuse me. We're getting a nice stretch to the deltoid, to the rotator cuff, and also to the long head of the tricep here. Now, this is a yoga position here, but I'm not going to hang out too long here with it, but you do want to hold your stretches between 20 to 30 seconds. So we call the arms of the eagle, Garuda. Bottom elbow lifts the top, wrists come a little further away from the face. You get a real nice stretch between the scapulae, the shoulder blades. Now, for some of you, this is like, what? I can't do that. So this is where you bring that strap in. I got to remind myself I have the left on top of the right. So you use your yoga strap, grab it. Now, maybe you're out here, or maybe you can eventually bring the arms closer together. So that's how you work that with the strap. So you have your left on over your right. So let me rejoin you. Now I'm going to slowly lower down, release the right arm down, place your left fingers on top of your right shoulder, take your right peace fingers and place them underneath the elbow. You gently lift up. I'm not hiking shoulder, right? Gently lift the elbow. Then I draw the elbow in the direction of the nose. And now the part of my face is going to be cut off here. Whew. Nice stretch, posterior deltoid, in particular on me. You might feel it elsewhere as well. Wow. Good one. Keep holding steady. Now slowly lower. I bring the arm out, turn thumb side down. I bend the elbow and bring the left hand behind me. Right hand, see that? Hello. Right hand grabs the left wrist. I want to depress the shoulder girdle really, and then I draw the left arm over to the right. Careful, this is going to want to hike up. If that happens, lower the left hand down a little bit. Don't force anything. And this is what it looks like from behind. Wonderful stretch to the anterior deltoid and the middle head. Lovely. And then if you want to get a little bit more with the neck here, see this way. Yeah, let's take the right ear toward the right shoulder. You want to make sure the head doesn't drop down into any kind of forward flexion. Pull the chin up and back. Lovely stretch to the left side of that neck. Now to come out of it, I slowly release the arms. Easy as I just kind of look down a bit and then bring the head back up to neutral. Let's take some nice big shoulder rolls before we take it to the other side. And right arm across, hook left elbow, pull, depress, press it back and down while I'm pulling. Oppositional movement occurring at the same time. Again, deltoid, rotator cuff, long head tricep. Oh, feels good. And then crisscross wrists, arms of Garuda, eagle, bottom elbow lifts the top. Breathe in and out through the nose. Lovely. Use your strap if need be. And then slowly lower the left arm, right fingers on top of left shoulder. Peace fingers underneath that right elbow. We lift, Draw toward the nose. Feeling this now even in the anterior deltoid as well, the front delt. Oh. And then we bring it out to the side, thumb down. Take that left arm, the right arm behind you. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Push down and gently pull over. And now we're going to take the left ear over the left shoulder. Are you breathing? Let it all happen. There's a beautiful stretch as if you spend a lot of hours at your desk at the computer. Oh my goodness. You drive a lot. And I'm going to release the arms. If you're a musician, gently look down here and then back up. Let's take those big shoulder rolls. Now we're going to grab the, I'm going to ask you to grab your Pilates ring. I was going to have you grab the strap first, but I decided to do the Pilates ring. Now, I'm going to actually hold this part of the Pilates ring. This is just kind of peculiar. Although it is a steering wheel exercise, we're doing it today unweighted. Oftentimes you see folks doing it with a dumbbell, right? No, not today. So we're going to hold it out in front at 3 and 9 o'clock. And then we're going to turn it 12 and 6. And you keep going, but slowly. And if you want to play with crisscrossing over, you can play with that. You can feel a limitation in one of them when I do that. But you don't want to work in pain. Pain is totally unacceptable, folks. It is not about no pain, no gain. That's just garbage. You want to work at an acceptable level of muscular discomfort for you. That is definitely not pain. Basically, I'm doing 10 in each direction, kind of, sort of. Now, don't go ahead and count it and then write me and say, you didn't do that. Well, whatever. One more of each. So really holding this here isometrically, right? Easy to lower it down. We'll set the Pilates ring down. And I would like you to take this stretch for the moment. Just release that. And slowly down. I want you to offset it by bringing your arms out behind you, interlock. You will get the front deltoid, but also the pectoral muscles. Lengthening those biceps. Now a little trick here. Now notice this is my habit. My right thumb is on top of the left. I mean, technically it's my left thumb, all right? And then I'm gonna interchange the fingers. Hello. That's a whole nother feeling here. Why? Because I'm just breaking a pattern, a habit. So open it up, trick the body now and then, release the arms, shoulder rolls. Now we're gonna grab that yoga strap. And we wanna hold the yoga strap taut, right in front of the thighs. Hands, for the moment, a bit wider than the shoulders. Take that nice stance, pelvic tuck, feet even. And I'm going to bring that taut strap up to shoulder height. And then I'm going to lengthen the arms to lower it back down. Notice how nice and slow we're going. I'm going to do this 5 times. Can you do more if you want? Yeah, but I don't think it's necessary based on the series we're about to do all at one time. Now, yes, you're going to feel that in that anterior deltoid, no question. I'm going to stop right here. Now I'm going to bring those arms up and then back down to shoulder height. Now we're technically, the arms are a little bit in ABD, shoulder abduction. We'll do shoulder flexion in a minute or two. One more. Standing tall, no slouching. Now we're going to lower all the way down to the thighs. Let them touch the strap here and all the way up. Go a little further back. Do it, but without hurting yourself. We're going to go for 3 more like that. Are you breathing? Breathing's a great thing. Keep yourselves hydrated, please. And breathe. Great sources and gifts of life. Now, I'm going to lower it all the way down. But for real shoulder flexion, I'm going to bring the hands closer. I would not do this if I had, let's say, if I had pinched nerve in the neck, nor rotator cuff issues. I would just stay wider or half motion, what have you. I would not keep the hands closer together. So I'm bringing the hands in the same line as my shoulder joint, and up we go. That's shoulder flexion. The arms are closer to the ears this way. And we'll just do one more like this. Just wanted you to see the difference between that shoulder abduction and shoulder flexion. Now, we're going to take the strap behind us. And the strap is going to, again, be taut, and the hands are going to be a little bit wider than the shoulders. Now, we're going to kind of think about sliding the knuckles along the floor and bringing those arms back. Now, folks, I am not doing a forward head projection. This doesn't get your arms any further back, all right? It just causes a lot of stress on your cervical spine of your neck. So we bring it back in, take it out. So you'll notice here, obviously, there's lots of work on that posterior deltoid, but also in extension, which is what we're doing of that glenohumeral joint. The tricep is a big component of that from a muscular perspective. We're going to go for 4 more. I am feeling it. Use the breath. And 1 more. Woo! And release it down. Holy cow, we're going to go into take this stretch. And I'm going to go into the arms of the eagle again. These fingers up toward the nose. Remember, you're holding these a minimum 20 to 30 seconds. The longer the better for stretching, folks. Take it out behind you. Pull it over, depress, or I should say depress first, then pull it over. All that stretched out, lengthened. Need to have recovery time, folks, from jumping around and dancing and running and lifting weights. It's real important to have the downtime. I'm going to release. This is when we recover, right? And shoulder rolls again. Let's take it to the other side. Pull, depress. Arms of Garuda. Bottom elbow lifts the top. Wrists come a little further away from the face. Looks like this from behind. Right? Let's stretch right between those shoulder blades. And then you lower. Take it up, over. Out, behind, full neck. Lift the chin. We don't even want a forward head flexion here either. Standing tall. Release. Nice big shoulder rolls. And now for our final movement here together today, it's the spine stabilizer, standing with the feet right up against each other. This does challenge the balance. And we reach down actively through my right middle finger and through my left middle finger, actively reaching forward and up. No leaning, no side bending, no lateral flexion. And then lengthen forward, reaching forward to lower down, down, forward and up. Both arms active. Breath in and out, belly button pulled in. And then lengthen forward to lower down. Just a few shoulder rolls. And I want to thank you so much for joining me here today again on Boomer and Beyond Wellness. Please, if you like the videos, I really ask you please to kindly subscribe to the channel, to share perhaps, give it a thumbs up, maybe write a comment. I know I'm asking everything, and yes, even hit that notification bell to be notified of future workouts and stretches, etc. Thank you again, everyone. Have a beautiful day.